Hello, everyone. Hello, Colleen.
Hi.
We're laughing because I had to run to my desk. I had to close my door because it's the daily street cleaning, and I have the
Oh,
windows open because it's rainy and chilly in Pittsburgh today. It's like 73.
oh my gosh.
And I have the windows open, and so I could hear. I'm like, "What is that noise?" I thought my computer was going
This
wonky.
tree cleaner.
Here's the street cleaner, so I didn't want to have that hear us.
Oh my gosh. That's
So
so funny.
that would be crazy. So
I know people would probably be like, what is going on over there?
I know. It's
Well,
crazy. So anyway, so it's crazy. It's
those
crazy.
kinds of things always come up like right when you're going to go live. This is what
Oh,
my
yeah.
experience has been. As soon as you're going to go live, that's when something goes on. Something my dog
Right.
starts howling or the kids start yelling or
Something. It always happens.
phone rings. Someone knocks on the door.
It's the way it goes.
It is. It's Murphy's Law,
is.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
I love your ears today, Tina.
I know. Thank you. They're the 50th years. They actually light up. Let me see. I don't know if you'll.
Gosh, really? Oh, wow.
I can't really see them because I have
a
like
little bit of the light on the bottom.
Yeah. So
that is so pretty.
yes,
The last
and I
time,
love your ears too.
well, thank you. I thought I'd wear these since it's June is Pride Month.
Yes.
And so I thought I'd put on my rainbow ears. These actually belong to my son Eli. So I actually think we have two pairs of these because of course monkey see monkey do. Whatever Eli gets, Noah has to have. So
absolutely.
we end up with two of things.
Hey.
But yeah, I did not buy any 50th ears when I was just there, and I didn't buy any ears. And
not any.
I didn't buy enough stuff. I definitely came home and had like FOMO about not buying enough things when I was at Disney. I don't know what happened. It was like I just didn't. You know what it was? It's because my mom was with me. So I was more like, oh, well, I mean, should I really spend that money? I'm like, if I was by myself, I would have been like, cha-ching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's here to judge me. Nobody's here to question my life choices.
Mm-hmm.
But when my mom's with me, I'm like, I guess I should be responsible.
True.
She did buy me a sweatshirt, though.
Oh, see, nice. I see. I at least find one pair of ears. If not ears, it's always a Christmas ornament. But I didn't get a Christmas ornament my last trip.
Oh. I usually get a coffee mug. My go-tos are coffee mugs and ears. I do like to get t-shirts and I always get a pin for whatever. If the resort I'm staying at is one I haven't stayed at before in particular, I always try to get the pin of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually really disappointed at myself because I neglected to get one at the Contemporary when I was there. I got a Poly one, but not a Contemporary one. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess I got to stay there again.
Yep. Hey, for whatever. I mean, it's for a good reason. So
right. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I have to go back now.
Yeah, my go-tos are always ears. Maybe a hoodie. I'm not like a big t-shirt person. Depends on what it looks like. And Judy
does. I have been to Disney with Judy, and Judy does get one of everything. See, she's the kind of person you want to go to Disney with, Judy, because she buys everything, and then you feel like, oh, well, Judy's buying it, so I can too.
I know. She just kind of feeds But yeah, we always my go-to is like Judy. I like one of everything. I love getting jewelry. So I'm always big jewelry. And I really like to get ornaments. So I usually get an ornament every time I go. And I didn't this last time because it was a short trip. And we didn't go to Disney Springs.
I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't.
You
need to take us me. You're right.
Judy.
True. Yeah. I should not go to Disney without you. It's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We have to take Judy all the time with us.
We just have to go again now.
Yes. With everybody. So, just so we can go.
I did not go to Disney Springs and that's probably one of the only times I've not gone to Disney Springs.
exact same thing. In fact, when I go in July, it's just me and my daughter, and she requested Disney Springs and requested the boathouse.
Have you ever eaten at the boathouse?
Yes.
Oh no, you have, because we all ate there together.
Yeah, we ate there.
I'm like, have you? I'm like, oh wait, I was there with you.
Yes, you were with me.
I was there.
I love the boathouse.
So good. Oh my
so
God.
Good. My favorite, and I think it's a great value and a great dollar point, are the filet mignon sliders.
Those were really, really tasty.
They were amazing. And of course, the boathouse is known for some very fun drinks.
And baked Alaska.
And I thought they got rid of that. Is that still there?
I've been told that you can still get it, but I think like you
have to request it.
Call ahead.
Oh, have you ever had it there? We have.
I think you might have to call ahead and request it ahead of time.
Have you ever had it there? I have.
I haven't actually ever had it myself. I've just seen it.
I have it. I should share a picture with you. It's like bigger than my head.
Yeah, it's giant. It's giant, and it looks amazing.
It's almost like it's very good.
I've had baked Alaska other places, but the boathouse one looks like it's probably better.
Yeah, you almost need like a family of 4 or 5 because it's huge.
So you don't look
we wasted so much of it,
strange eating it by yourself.
I know. It was so good.
Yeah.
So
now I want to go.
Yep. Anyone who's watching, we have some watchers today.
Yeah.
If you've been to the boathouse, let us know your favorite meal there or your favorite drink.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like it. So we're going to be eating there again in July. So
I'm so jealous.
It's gonna be good. I like the boathouse. The boathouse is my probably go-to at Disney Springs. One of my favorites. Now my family likes T-Rex, so they always have to T-Rex.
We've been to T-Rex.
I'm like, let's branch out beyond T-Rex.
The kids like T-Rex, but it's not.
They do like T-Rex.
I mean, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good. I went there once. That's good. But we love Art Smith's Homecoming.
They have good moonshine.
Everything, all of the things, the deviled egg, the fried chicken, the biscuits. But you know what? I feel like the one restaurant in Disney Springs I've eaten at the most is Splitsville.
Oh, I've never eaten there.
You haven't? So
I've never eaten at Splitsville.
Done the bowling. I keep thinking I want to go and do the bowling. Like actually the bowling alley and eat. You can rent the bowling lane and eat there. We've just gone to the restaurant. But I feel like that's the place we've eaten at the most. And it's very good. See, it's T-Rex. That's funny. So ours goes T-Rex, paddlefish, which I do like paddlefish. Yes. And the boathouse. We do quick service a lot there too. My son Eli loves Blaze Pizza. Oh my gosh. And Deluxe Burger also. I take that back. I did do quick service, and Deluxe Burger is the only one. Burger and Chicken Guy. Oh, I heard that was good. Chicken Guy is so good. Have you done Polite Pig yet? I haven't, but that's one of the things that I always want to do, and then it never somehow works its way into my plan. But I walk by there and I'm like, oh, too bad I just ate at that other place because that looks so good. It's on the list. Too many places. Yeah, too many places. So anyway, anybody listening or watching, type your favorite Disney Springs restaurant. We'd love to know. Although that is not our topic today, but we are today. So we are actually talking about 2023 Walt Disney World packages. So that's what we're recording today live here to everybody who's watching us. And so Colleen are going to dive into the packages. So are you ready to get started? I'm ready. All right. And feel free to comment. So we'll put your comments up on the screen. So anyway, so hello and welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast. My name is Tina and I am joined by my wonderful and ever so fabulous co-host, Miss Colleen. And today we are talking about 2023 Walt Disney World packages, but more on that later. Before we get to that, let us take a moment to thank the sponsors of our show, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is an earmarked agency with Disney destinations.
And they plan everything from Walt Disney World to Disney Cruise Line to Alani to Adventures by Disney. So if you are ready to plan your Disney destinations vacation, be sure to reach out to the fabulous agents over at Mystical Dream Travel. You can find them at mysticaldreamtravel.com or check them out on social media. So, hey, Colleen, how are you today?
I am doing lovely today.
You look like you have some sunny weather in the South Carolina.
Summer is here. So I don't know how warm it's going to be today, but it's been up in the upper 80s most days this week. And last week we had a couple of days where it was 90. And it's a little overcast, but still it's always sunny. It's always sunny in South Carolina. That's how I feel.
Very nice. Well, here in Pittsburgh, it is a nice rainy, cloudy 73-degree day and rainy. It is rainy. So our weather is still kind of up and down, but apparently the 70s are normal for us this time of year, but we'll see. So today we are actually talking about 2023 Walt Disney World packages. And if you haven't heard, guess what? They come out tomorrow. We are so excited.
On June 8th. Yeah. If you're joining us live, it's tomorrow. If you're listening to this recorded, then it was June 8th. June 8th. I know. I feel like today is the calm before the storm.
I agree. In the travel agent world, it is the calm
before the storm.
Yeah. So we are excited. We get asked all the time, when are they becoming available? And they actually are available tomorrow.
Nice to get up this time. Sometimes we don't.
I know. So if you're actually looking to book a Walt Disney World vacation, you want to make sure you reach out to the wonderful agents over at Mystical Dream Travel, and they will certainly hook you up on everything you need to know about these packages that are dropping tomorrow morning. So we're going to talk about the packages, and we're going to talk about why you should book a package, why it's important, why you should book early as well. And if you hang on with us, we're going to drop some of our favorite tips when it comes to Walt Disney World. So if you have a tip, share it in the comments, and we'd love to hear what that is. So anyway, so let's talk about this. So let's talk about why you should book a package. Why should people book a package? Look, I can't talk today. Why should people book a Walt Disney World vacation as a package? What are the benefits?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits, but my number one benefit of a package, when I am talking to people about Disney and they'll say maybe they want to stay off property or they're not sure, can they just buy the tickets later? So here's my thing with a package. It is only a $200 deposit.
Yes.
To reserve. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's just $200. No matter what your package price is, it's $200 deposit.
Well, yeah, they think it's more. Yeah.
And I don't know if people think they have to pay for it all up front or what, but and then you can cancel up until final payment, which is 30 days from your trip, and it's fully refundable, which is huge because if you do your tickets separate, which people don't realize, tickets are like one of the biggest parts of the package is the park tickets. And that's the same price no matter if you stay off property or on property. You have to pay for those in full upfront, and they are non-refundable.
Yes, and I think that's where people get confused. They think they're getting a better deal when they're booking a la carte.
Yes.
But the reality is they're not. They're actually going to end up spending more money. Because like you said, when you purchase your tickets separately and it's not part of a package, it's actually more expensive.
Yeah.
And you have to pay in full, and it's definitely
if something happens,
your money back.
And you have to cancel, it's not like you can return the tickets and get your money back. Now, you can always change the dates on the tickets and use them in the future. It's not like you just lose them, but it's a lot of money. I mean, if you're a family of 4, you're talking a good chunk of change that you're just out if you decide.
Yeah, and depending on how many days you put, if you add the hopper, not hopper, you could be looking at several $1,000s just for the ticket. So why not build that into a package? And I think another great benefit of a Walt Disney World package is you're staying on property. And when you're staying off property, you do lose some benefits of transportation to and from the park. So when you're on property, your transportation to all the parks are included. And it's nice and convenient because they drop you off right in front of the park. So like, if you're going to the Magic Kingdom, it's like truly is not even like a 2-minute walk to the gate, depending, as long as it's not crowded. But if you're not there at rope drop, it could be a little bit busier. But you're right there and they drop you off. And then when you're ready to leave the park, you go right there. And when you stay off property, you're like at a parking lot, like all the way over, not even close to the park. So then you got to jump on additional transportation to head over to the park. And it depends on where you're at, like which park you're at, what kind of transportation you get. So, and options. So so it's, there are a lot of benefits to the package. Having your room and your tickets included, and you get that kind of like the extra magical feel with it. And then there are additional components that you can add to it, such as the memory maker, which is one of my favorite things.
Yes, the memory maker is big. And we're hoping, fingers crossed, sometime in the next few months, dining plans will come back.
Yes, that is.
We can add dining, and then it's like an all-inclusive thing, like that's a nice, I think a lot of people like the convenience of everything is all together in one price. They pay it and that's it. And they know when they go, they're pretty much covered for all of their expenses other than souvenirs. But I think that there's a huge benefit to booking those Disney packages that people don't maybe realize. Oh, also the magical extras.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. So I'm glad you brought that up. So you get magical extras with every package.
Yeah.
And so when you check into your resort, they usually give you an envelope. So if you are bypassing the check-in,
right?
So like you were doing like the online check-in, you want to make sure that you stop at the front desk to get your magical extra cards. And that gives you discounts to some shopping. So if you're like a shopper like me,
and Joffrey's coffee cart, you get a discount at Joffrey's. Totally worth it, guys. You want to go to Joffrey's. I'm just saying. It's every
exactly.
Park. Every park has a Joffrey's.
Yep. Use that gift card. And then if you're having a down day and you want to do the miniature golf at Disney, we've done it. I love it. It's so cute. You can get a discount to golf earlier in the, during the day and stuff. So I highly, highly recommend. And that's something that's just exclusive.
Yes.
Just to the package when you stay on property. Mm-hmm. And there's all kind of discounts at Disney Springs too on that.
Right. There are. Yeah. There's a few places in Disney Springs. There's a bunch of different, and it does change, so they'll tell you when you get yours, what exactly is included. But I think the Joffrey's discount is always part of it. But that is like huge for me because I need my coffee in the morning.
Yes. So here's the question of the day, Colleen. Starbucks at Disney or Joffrey?
I am, and this could be an unpopular Disney opinion. I'm going to go with Joffrey's.
Really?
Yeah.
I do like they are strong. I think their coffee's stronger.
Maybe that's why I like.
Yeah, I do. See, Judy here. Let's see what she has to say.
She likes Joffrey's.
She says Joffrey's too.
So here's really honestly though, because I love Starbucks coffee. And the Starbucks locations also usually have the Mickey shaped cinnamon roll, which is one of my favorite breakfasts. But I'm telling you right now, the line at the Joffrey's cart is usually way less than the line at the Starbucks.
That is true. That is true. And I will say, I find that Joffrey's coffee is, like I said, is stronger than the Starbucks coffee. I like the iced coffee. Yeah, over at Joffrey's. I'm not like a big coffee drinker, but when I do, it's definitely like an iced.
They also have the giant donuts. Have you ever had?
They do have the giant. We did.
Those are made locally, like from a local Orlando donut company, and I don't remember the name of the donut company, but they are amazing.
They are very good. We've had them in early morning in Epcot. So
they are a favorite of my children.
yes, they are very good. Well, let's talk what else. So with the Disney packages, anything else you want to add to it? Any other suggestions?
Book your package now. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. That leads into the next topic is why should you book your package early? And I think if anything, the last 2 years, especially as when we put on our travel advisor hats, has taught us that availability is slim for the pickings sometimes.
It is. It has been, and I don't know, because of course Disney, they don't tell us everything. But I'm assuming at this, they're still not booking these hotels fully.
Yeah, I wonder that too.
I wonder that just because the availability has like really not been great. But these resorts, especially some of the more popular resorts like the Poly, if you want to stay at the Polynesian resort, you need to book like way far in advance. Like if you want to stay at the Polynesian resort in 2023, you should be booking like tomorrow on June 8th because that resort is small. It's smaller. It's very popular. It's a DVC resort. So DVC people also get like first dibs.
Yes.
So honestly, when the regular general public gets the chance to book, sometimes like they're already like pretty booked up because DVC people love the Poly. And it's a really popular hotel. And I can't tell you how many people come to me and they really want to stay there. And I'm like, it's booked 6 months out, more than that. Sometimes it'll be booked.
Absolutely. Yep. So if you're looking for those more popular resorts like the Polynesian, especially like January, February, March, tomorrow should be your booking day.
Yeah.
If you're looking for early 2023, because it does book up very, very quickly.
The Riviera, I've noticed.
That's another one. Yes.
Books up really fast. And then villas and suites, like if you want to do like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3, there are some 3 bedrooms, the Treehouse villas at Saratoga. There's just not a lot of them, there's very few. So they also book up really fast.
I agree. And Bay Lake Tower has some 3 bedrooms, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And they book up almost immediately. So if those are things that you are looking to get, you want to be ready to book that trip tomorrow. So, and so you definitely, and I'm going to plug Mystical Dream Travel here. You definitely want to reach out to the agents there because they can help you. So I think the earlier you book, the better. You get your choice of selection of not just only resorts, but you also get your choice of selection of room category. And that's another big thing. So a lot of people, they want to stay at some resorts, but a standard room is okay for them, which is fine. But those go fast. And so as those go down, the standard rooms are what we call your lead-in rates. So they're going to be like your cheapest, your least expensive room at the resorts. And then you start bumping up to garden view or water view or club level or, river view, depending on the resort that you're at. And those rooms are going to be more costly. So if you're looking to be in like a standard level room, you want to book those as soon as you can to be able to take advantage of the those rates.
Because if you wait, it might be that all that's left is fireworks view room.
Right.
Which,
exactly.
I mean, granted, that's a really awesome room, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be complaining too much.
I know. I'm like, oh shucks, I have to book fireworks view. Darn.
Oh, sorry, family. This is the only one available. But also we wanted to touch on too, as we're talking about room categories. There are some room categories that in select resorts that you actually is worth upgrading to like a preferred room, especially at a moderate, because of the size of the resort.
Yes.
So so let's talk about that for a minute. So I know preferred rooms I always recommend for people to stay at are Coronado Springs. If you're not staying in the Grand Destino Towers, because that resort is large, and we talked about that on a podcast a few weeks ago. But that resort is really big.
Yeah.
And so if you don't like walking a lot at the end of the night, or you have kids that you don't want to carry far, or you just want to be close to everything, like the main lobby and the dining at your resort, I highly do recommend at Coronado Springs that you do stay in a preferred room.
Yeah.
It's not club level or anything, it's just a preferred room, so it just puts you in the building closest to the main building.
Yeah, the location is just the best location you could be in.
Yes.
Accessible to everything. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And another resort I recommend that at is Caribbean Beach.
Yeah.
That's another very large one.
It's
yes. So, and sometimes you may want to be closer to the Skyliner. So that's where a Mystical Room travel agent can help you, because they know where those buildings are that you could put that request in.
Yeah.
It's never guaranteed because those aren't preferred, but we will tell you what to do, like what building.
Yeah, and knowing the room categories is important, because there's different room categories in different buildings. So if you want to be in a specific building, having your travel advisor, they can tell you, well, this type of room category is in this building. So if you want to be in this building, you need to book this room category. Because, it's not like every room category is in every building. They're all different.
Right, exactly. And even at some of the deluxes, there are some preferred categories that, rooms, so that you could be closer to, like Key West and Saratoga is huge. Those two are big. And so you want to make sure that you're working with your agent to kind of figure out where's the best spot, if that is important to you. So
if you're going to have a resort
walking,
if you're going to have a resort day and go to the pool, like at Saratoga, oh my gosh, like you can be pretty far. I mean, they have an inter-resort bus because it's that big. So, it's because it would be a lot to walk, from one. So it's, definitely knowing where the rooms are located is a big plus.
Yep, I agree. And the other one I like to recommend preferred, even though it's not as large as Caribbean Beach and Coronado, in the moderate category, is I recommended at Port Orleans Riverside. The resort's not as big, but if you have someone who has trouble walking, that's when I would recommend a preferred room for there.
I think it's worth it at Pop Century too.
I agree.
Although again, you do want to kind of think about where the Skyliner is versus the lobby, but the buses, so like some of the resorts, there's like a bus station like all around, right? But then like at Pop, all the buses are in the front by the lobby. So you want to do the preferred room because you're very close to where the buses are. And actually where the preferred rooms are isn't that far from the Skyliner really either. So it's a nice, and you're near the pool, you're near the main pool, you're near the food court, the lobby, the buses. It's just a great location at Pop.
Yeah, and I think most preferred rooms, and you could tell me if you agree with me, Colleen, is that most preferred rooms really put you sort of centralized to everything. And that's the main benefit of staying in a preferred category. But, it's up to you what you want to do. When we stay at Coronado, we just stayed there. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I stayed in the preferred category. And I really liked it. I liked the location of it. And I liked, it just was, close to the main building and the main bus stop. And so we enjoyed that. So it's really just all in what you are looking for, but I do recommend it.
Yeah.
So,
and those are the kind of the room categories that can book up, because those and I know I mentioned like Fireworks View earlier. That's another one that if you want a Fireworks View, or at Animal Kingdom Lodge, you want a Savannah View, there's only so many of those. So, they can book up.
Right. I agree. And that leads into our next, what are the benefits of staying at a deluxe, some perks at a deluxe resort. So Colleen and I are both deluxe girls. We love
We're
them.
bougie. It's okay.
Yeah, we are bougie. Like, we're not gonna lie about it. So we love the deluxe resorts. We both stay at them often. My favorite. Do you have a favorite? I know it's probably the Poly now. Or I don't know.
I mean, so far my favorite is the Poly, but
Okay.
but I haven't stayed in all of them yet. So now I have to see them all before I can really decide.
Okay. So I have stayed. The only ones I have not stayed in are the Magic Kingdom area.
Oh,
I haven't stayed in them, which is kind of surprising. But although I'm staying at the Riviera for the first time in July,
I am so
uh,
jealous. I really want to
can't
stay in
wait.
that one.
I know. I'm excited to stay there. But if I had to pick from where I've stayed so far, and everyone who's probably watched us or follows me, I love Animal Kingdom. It's my favorite. Animal
Yes.
Kingdom Lodge.
Which is interesting. I'm not going to lie, Tina. I think that that's not typically people's favorite deluxe resort.
It is not, because it is it's about 20-minute, it's a 20-minute bus ride to Magic Kingdom. So a lot of people don't like being that far out to
Right.
Magic Kingdom. I love the resort because I go into it and it's so peaceful. I just
Yeah.
walk in there and I just feel like, oh my God, it's just so relaxing and peaceful. So I really enjoy the animals. I enjoy the art around the resort is absolutely beautiful. The staff is always amazing at Disney, but I find them to be extra special at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I really do. That would probably be like my number one pick. Now I'll have to tell you, see if I change my mind after I stay at the Riviera.
Well, and I think probably part of the appeal, I would assume, for you with the Animal Kingdom Lodge is it is a very unique resort. And I don't think all of the deluxe resorts are gorgeous.
Yes.
But only a couple of them actually have like super unique theming. Like, I think that's why I loved the Poly, because it has like a very unique theming where the other resorts are lovely and beautiful and amazing, but the theming isn't as involved, I guess, as like Animal Kingdom Lodge. I have been there to eat, but not to stay. But I am staying there in November.
I know, and I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
I'm very excited about that.
Yes. So we'll talk about some of the perks here and some of the resorts. So at Animal Kingdom, since we're on the topic of Animal Kingdom Lodge, it obviously a nice perk is there's animals.
Yep.
So if you're an animal lover, it's a great spot. I've stayed in all the room categories except club level there.
So
you
gotta get on that.
Yeah, I know. You made me jealous with your contemporary trip. But
Amazing.
Yeah, I love we've stayed the pool view, which I do love the pool view, which I generally don't like pool views because it's noisier. But at Animal Kingdom wasn't that bad. So I really enjoyed that. And of course I always love the Savannah view. And so that's a nice benefit there. They have perks at night. You can go to a spot where you can do night vision goggles and you can see the animals at night, and they have cast members there talking about the animals so you can learn more about them. You also, I have to check to see if they brought it back, but you can do a food tour. And you and I talked about this, Colleen, already. But
I have it on my list of things to try to do when I'm there in November.
And I did that last time I stayed, and it was amazing. So I highly recommend they do it every day. I think around 4:30, and you get to tour 2 of the restaurants there, and it's just so good. And then at night you come in, and they have African drumming going on there. There's African art, and it's just like you said, it's very, very unique. So there are definitely some perks overall to staying at all the deluxe resorts. One of my favorite that Disney has implemented is the extended park hours. So
yeah, that's a big perk. I am excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've done it. You have done it.
I did.
So I didn't stay deluxe last time, but you have, and you really enjoyed it, right? So
yeah, it was totally worth it. So it does take a little strategizing just because they don't offer it every night, right? So it's like different parks on different nights, and it's not every night. So it's really important to look at the schedule and see when it's coming up. So when you're making your itinerary and deciding what park to go to. Now we had park hoppers, and so it didn't matter, basically whatever it was going to be, we could go because it was at night. But yeah, you have to pay attention to that. But I would say also, so when you were talking about the Animal Kingdom Lodge, I think in general, the deluxe resorts just have more of a resort feel than the other resorts, right? So there's just more activities and more interaction and more things to do and more food options. Like they are a destination all in themselves. And you could really just spend, like you could go and just go to Animal Kingdom Lodge and that could be like your vacation.
No, I agree. At any of the deluxe resorts, you can do that because like if you go over to the Grand Floridian, they have a spa. There's a spa there. And so you could do a girls trip and have a spa weekend and not even step foot in the parks if you didn't want to.
I mean, you really could. It'd be hard to not go to the parks, but there's enough there, at those deluxe resorts. Yeah. That it's just
absolutely.
more at the more amenities. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then a new perk that has been added with the opening of Cosmic Rewind. So with the opening of Cosmic Rewind, if you are staying deluxe, Cosmic Rewind right now, you can get it two ways. You can get it through an individual Lightning Lane purchase, and you can get it through the virtual queue. So with that, the virtual queue opens at 7 a.m. to everyone and at 1 p.m. And then deluxe guests only get another option for virtual queue at 6 p.m. So that is a nice benefit to staying in a deluxe category. So then you get that option. You have 3 tries if you're not going to go for the individual Lightning Lane purchase. You get those 3 tries to get that virtual queue, which is a nice thing on that very popular attraction if Cosmic Rewind is your priority to ride. So I highly recommend that you another benefit. So
yeah, that's huge with the new ride coming out. And I wonder if they'll also, because Tron, I was waiting for them to tell us when Tron is going to come, but I'm curious to see if it'll be kind of the same deal with them where they do virtual queue. So if you get those extended evening hours and are staying at the deluxe resort, it'll just be an extra. When I went to Epcot for the extended evening hours, it was amazing.
Yeah, they are nice. It's very similar. So, and we've both done this. So it hasn't come back yet, but we've both done the after-hour parties.
Oh yeah, after-hour
at Magic Kingdom. I've done them at Magic Kingdom, and there's like nobody there. And I would imagine that that's what the extended hours are like. It's very similar.
Yes, it is. Yep, it was. Now Epcot, of course, Epcot's so big. So it was a little difficult to try to make it to like a lot of the rides just because of how far apart they are. So we like prioritized Ratatouille and then Frozen. And if we'd really hustled, we maybe could have gotten on Test Track, but I would think in a park like Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom, when things are closer together, like you could easily just hop like from ride to ride to ride. And the wait time was very low for pretty much every ride there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's very similar to the after hours. There's not a lot of people there, and you can plan your day around those extended hours, which is really nice. Maybe spend some time at your resort, kind of different things like that. And one thing we did forget to mention, and this is for all people who are staying on resort, that as a guest staying on property, you get to enter the park a half hour before the park opens to the public.
And that's every day, every park now, because they used to do that in the past, but it was like not always every day or it wasn't every park. And now it's every park every day.
Yep.
And it is huge. It really can be the difference, you know, between waiting in a super duper long line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and not. Like, so.
No, I agree. So that's just another reason to stay on property and booking as a package, because you have that extra benefit. So
there are a lot of benefits to staying on site. And I think there is this misconception that it's going to be way cheaper to stay off property. But like I said earlier, the tickets to the park are actually like a pretty good chunk of the package. So, and you're going to pay that no matter what. And even if you can find like a decent hotel somewhere kind of nearby, really when it comes down to it, it's not going to be that much less expensive than staying at a Disney hotel. Honestly, for the bus service to Magic Kingdom is like worth it all in itself.
Yeah, I mean, and then you think about on top of that, you would have to, if you're flying down, you have to rent a car.
Yep.
There's an added expense.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to pay for parking.
You pay to park at the park.
At the parks. Yeah. So, and then, you know, so you have to take those things into consideration plus your time.
Well, and I will tell you, at the end of a day, when you have spent the entire day at a Disney park and you have walked 25,000 steps and you have a small child who is done and asleep and you are carrying them, the last thing I would want to do is have to trudge through a parking lot to find my car and get it and drive 25 minutes, 30 minutes to wherever our hotel is. Like, forget it. Like, I'm getting on a bus and I am closing my eyes until they drop me off at the front door of my resort and I'm going to my room.
Yes. Well, and let's talk about like you have to go out with all the other thousands of people.
Well, yeah, exactly.
In your line coming in.
You stay to the end.
Yeah, there's a big time factor in there. So you want to take that like definitely into consideration. So as we promised at the beginning of the podcast, that we would share some of our favorite tips.
We did talk about a couple of them already.
Yeah, we did. We talked about preferred room versus standard room.
Yes.
The importance of booking early, the benefits of staying at a deluxe resort. We talked about that too. But one of the questions that we get a lot is when is the best time to go to Walt Disney World?
Oh, yeah. That's a big question.
Yeah. My answer is anytime you want to go.
That is not my answer. But
yeah, no, I know. But there are times that are better than other, although I think this year was a bit of an exception.
Well, that's what I'm curious. So I agree. That's number one question that you get. And in the past, like when you think historically, the crowd levels, you would say, oh, January and February is a really good time to go, aside from President's Day weekend. Okay.
Right.
Avoid
marathon.
Or yeah. So like just try to avoid like marathons or the holiday week, you know, where there's like a Monday off or something. But this last year, January and February, like in 2022, this year, January and February were crazy busy.
Yes.
So it was very not normal. And I'm really not sure what to expect. I mean, I feel like it should be more normal next year.
That's what I'm thinking too.
But I don't know.
We'll have to see. So my favorite recommendation for people to go is usually January, February, or beginning of March. So it's kind of like after the holiday crowd comes through. And, you know, like Colleen said, you want to avoid like President's Day weekend and the marathons because they're going to be a little bit busier.
Yeah.
And there are also some tier events. So you want to make sure you talk to your agent to when those are because those can get a little bit crowded. But I personally like the end of February, beginning of March. The weather is beautiful. Flower and Garden typically has just going to start sometimes. Although I do like January, February for the arts festival.
Yeah, the Festival of the Arts is really good too.
And we love the Broadway series that Disney has.
Yeah.
But the crowd levels aren't historically. No, we're going.
I know, like
this year
under normal circumstances.
Are not bad. But my other favorite time to go, it's still a little bit warm, but I like going in September too because all the back to school, people are back in school, and so the crowds tend to be a little bit less. For me, crowd wise, if we're specifically just talking crowd wise, that's when I personally like to travel is during those times. But I also, if I'm going for specific things like, like the holiday parties or that, I would have to say I love going it around Christmas time.
Yeah. So I would say, even before, I would say January and February are lower crowd levels usually, but honestly, September is hands down my favorite time, because it's warm enough. Because that's the thing with January is it can be cold. It can still kind of be cold in Orlando. And it might be a little chilly to go swimming, even though the pools are open year round and they are heated. I have been there and it was a little chilly and I didn't really want to go swimming. But September is still warm enough that you want to go swimming. The crowd levels are usually lower. The prices are usually less. There's usually some kind of discount. There's a lot of times a promotion. And then Halloween decorations are out and and you can go to the Halloween party. And I would say the parties they have like at the beginning, because of course it starts in like August.
Right.
But I would say the beginning of September are a lot less crowded. When you start getting into the parties in October, they get more and more crowded. But otherwise, I also love to go during the holidays and the first 2 weeks of December are my other favorite time to go because you get the holiday decorations, but usually the crowds, because you're like right after Thanksgiving and before Christmas. So there's not as many people during that time, but it can still be a little chilly.
It can be. So your chili is different than my chili. So
I know, I bet it is.
So up here in North, we would still be getting in a swimming pool and be like, yeah, this is nice. So, but yeah.
It's getting out of the swimming pool.
That's true. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I agree.
And also, if you're going during a cold month like December, January, February, definitely at least stay moderate because they have hot tubs. The deluxes have hot tubs. The value resorts do not have hot tubs. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. So if your kids want to get in the pool, you can get in the hot tub, moderate deluxe. Pick up on me, I'll be here. Yeah, no, I agree. I really do. I think those are all fantastic time of years to go to Walt Disney World if you're looking specifically like from a crowd standpoint that you want kind of like a lesser crowd. Now it was a little bit different this year for sure. So we'll have to see if we go back.
I know. I'm very curious to see how it goes this year because the 2023, because 2022 has been just a little wonky and not typical. And I'm like, is this a new trend or is this just a weird fluke?
Everyone catching up. They're doing their revenge travel.
Now, I think it would be a good idea to talk about, because I know we said where our favorite times to go are. However, I know I get a lot of people who are very concerned about taking their kids out of school. So I'm curious, if you have to take school vacations into consideration, what would you say is your favorite recommendation for a time to go?
Yeah, so here in Pennsylvania, in our school district, we don't really have vacation, like school vacations like you guys do.
Wait, what?
So yeah, we don't. We have a Christmas vacation and that's it.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we don't have a spring break. We don't have a fall break. We have a spring break. It's like 2 days, 3 days, maybe at the most. Oh yeah.
2 days?
Yeah, it's like crazy.
Oh.
So although I think next year we have a couple more, they added more.
Okay.
So thank goodness. But
it's very interesting.
We don't have a fall break at all. And for like Thanksgiving, I think they're off like half a day Wednesday, then Thanksgiving, and then they go back Monday or Tuesday.
So crazy to me.
Yeah. So and then we have a Christmas break. And then we have like a couple days off like here and there. So it's not much, but so we have a lot of families here that plan around those schedules.
Right.
And I know a lot of people want a lot for President's Day, and a lot of parents are worried about taking their kids. Now, when my daughter was younger, we wouldn't care. I'd just pour out elementary whenever we're going to go. And the teachers were and the school was very good about it, because it's vacation, it's family time. But now that she's older, in high school. It's harder because,
Mhm.
you know, she's in a lot of advanced classes and stuff like that. So it makes it a little bit tougher. So we've been kind of navigating through the days off around there.
Mm.
So I know, like for you guys get all the wonderful breaks.
I know. Well,
I wish
it's
we
funny because
did.
we don't even get as many. So I'm originally from New England.
Okay.
And up there, you actually get a February vacation.
Oh, that's nice.
And an April vacation.
Oh, nice.
And a Christmas vacation.
Yeah, we don't get any.
But they are in school until like mid-June. So, but down here we have like 2 full weeks off at Christmas.
That's nice.
But side note, that is not when I would say you should go to Disney. Do not avoid Christmas break like at all costs. And then we get in April, we have spring break in April. So, and then we get out of school at the end of May. So usually by Memorial Day
that's nice
when we're done. Yeah. And then Thanksgiving, it sounds like we maybe get like a couple extra days than you do for Thanksgiving. And we get like a day off here and there, you know, like in October and March and, you know. But I would say when I am talking to families about when to go when they don't want to take their kids out of school, since we get out of school at the end of May, I recommend the first week of June.
And that also is a really nice time to go because it's still not summer crowded yet.
Exactly, because there's a lot of school districts that aren't out yet. They don't get out until like the second week of June or the third week of June. And people haven't like gotten going on their vacations yet. So you're out of school. It's still not, because I'm going to be honest with you, July and August are probably my least favorite months to go.
Because it's hot.
Because it's so hot. Yeah. Right. It's because it's so hot. And so June is like, it's not quite that bad yet. It's not quite as humid as it gets in July.
Yeah. Every year I say I'm not going in July and August, and every year I find myself down there in July and August.
I did that for a while with August. I went like 3 years in a row in August. The last time I was like, that's it. I'm never I will not go. But we're going on the Wish in August, and all these people that are going on it with me are like, oh, we're going to do 2 days at Disney before and blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm like, no, Colleen, you don't want to go in August.
It is hot. I mean, I've done it a few times. You've done it. It's hot. You have to really take breaks and stay hydrated during that time. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going in July, and I know it's going to be hot. So I'm like already mentally prepared.
Yeah, it's not like you just have to go with a good strategy when you're going during those summer months, because
I agree.
You really can't go from rope drop to fireworks. You can't. You've got to do at least a break in the middle or something, because
your whole family will be miserable.
Well, you'll be melted. You will literally melt into the pavement. You will become part of Main Street USA. This will happen if you try to do that.
Yes, it is very hot. But I mean, I think families have to do what works best for them. Right. But you have to know if you're, crowd wise, weather wise, things like that, know what you're getting into. And that's where a good travel advisor can help you figure that out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I think you can really kind of work through that with that. So any other we have a question.
We have a question.
We have a question. Okay.
Will we melt? I feel like September is still pretty warm, but not anything like July and August. And by the end of September, it's warm. It's warm, but it's not like you're going to die or melt, or it's the humidity. I think it's better then. In July and August, it's the heat and the humidity that make it like, oh my gosh. But yeah, by September and October, it's not as humid. It's still warm, but it's not as humid. Because when we went in October last year, it was warm.
It was warm. I was just going to say that we went in October, so you just really don't know with the Florida weather. Sometimes it can be. And I think when we were there, so I was there twice October. So I was there for the 50th, and then I turned around and went back down like 4 or 5 days later. And it was it's travel agent life.
I know, right? It's just a hard life you have.
I know. So they want you to go with them.
I'm down. I'm packing my bags now. I'm going to be there.
So you never know with the Florida weather, what it's going to be like. I think it was unusually warm last October when we were all there.
That too. I was like, wow, it is really warm. And
yeah, it was. I think that was unusual for that time of year. So any last minute tips, Colleen, that you have or want to share before we wrap it up here?
I feel like we covered all of my tips that I jotted down, but I just think
apparently your sister's going.
I know. They're all going and they're trying to get me to go with them. And I know I'm going to see. I'll see. I'm going to try. My whole
it's not going to be hard to twist her arm. It's not going to be hard. Trust me.
I know it's not hard to twist my arm and get me to go to Disney. It's not. It really isn't. But yeah, I mean, I would just say the gist of what we've said this whole podcast is booking early is, you know what? One thing I did want to mention that I don't think we've said yet is because I think people are worried like, well, what if I book now, but a better price comes out later?
Oh yeah. Yes.
So I just wanted to mention that, like your travel advisor will do rate watching for you. So you can, if a better deal comes out later, you can modify the reservation to take advantage of that deal. And your travel advisor will do that for you automatically. As soon as they know that, because Disney tells you, that the deal came out, but you can get a better price. If a better price comes out, you can take advantage of it, even if you're already booked. And honestly, I think it's easier if you're already booked, because then it's like quick, to just go in and like, oh, yep, let's just apply the promotion and boom, done. And as opposed to needing to do a new booking.
Right, exactly. So if you're already booked with a travel advisor and your new prices, Disney comes out with an offer, what's the benefit to booking, having that booked already, is that's going to be at Mystical Dream Travel, that's going to be their priority. Is they're going to service the clients that are already booked first. And, in the travel agent world, it's quite a very early morning for us on those days. And more often than not, those offers are applied to those who are booked before you probably even your alarm clock even goes off. So I definitely would, highly recommend that, having your vacation already booked. So that's definitely a good benefit. So so with that, I think we might have another question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's look here. So how close to your trip will you make an adjustment if a better offer comes out?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. So if an offer comes out, we will adjust it as soon as we possibly can. Oftentimes, one thing that people don't realize with the offers is that they're only allotted so many of them per resort. So even if we don't get it for the first day that the offer comes out, we continuously watch up until it's time, pretty close to you final payment, things like that. And then we can apply the offer.
Yeah, I think you should be able to apply an offer up until like, the day you check in. But typically with those offers, they're coming out far in advance, so if a new offer came out the day before you were going to go, it's probably for dates way later in the year that aren't including your date. So usually any offers will come out well enough ahead of time for us to apply it. Yeah.
Yeah, we usually see them. I mean, I've never really looked at the average, but I'm going to say at least 4 or 5 months.
I actually would say like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, in that area.
Yeah, so. Typically when they come out with those deals, and then we're usually pretty on top of it, always checking.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so we are going to go ahead and close our show for today. So we had quite a bit of listeners today. So thank you everyone for joining us. It was so much fun. So thank you for listening today and for watching. If you're watching us over on YouTube or on Facebook today, be sure to subscribe to your favorite spot on where you listen to podcasts, whether it's on Spotify or iTunes or wherever it is, and subscribe and like so you don't miss an episode. And if you don't follow us already, we are over on YouTube. So you want to make sure you subscribe there as well and hit that notification button so you never miss an episode. If you have any Walt Disney World tips or questions that you have, feel free to put them in the comments or email us or contact us, and we're happy to answer those questions for you, or maybe even make a topic for our next podcast about it. So we would love to hear what you have to say. Make sure you drop us a review as well. We love your feedback. And until next time, may all of your vacations, especially Walt Disney World vacations, be extra magical.